I've been covering a lot of old movies recently, and I think that like a lot of people are starting to get a bit tired of it. So I'm gonna do it again because I think that this movie is just really good, and it's like probably one of the last older movies that I'm gonna like do. Maybe I don't really know. I kind of just decide in the moment and then just pick whatever movie suits me. But today we are going a step back again, and we are going right back to the 1990s. The like that was some really good cinema, probably even peak cinema. You have The Godfather, you have this movie that I'm about to talk about, you have Seven, The Matrix, and a lot of different movies that I wish I could cover all in just the span of 1 hour, but I can't do that. But today we will be talking about Devil's Advocate. Yes, I know that some people might not have heard this movie. It's not as popular as The Godfather or Seven or The Matrix, just like a few examples. But this movie is popular enough so that I was able to have a good conversation with my parents about it, my grandparents about it. I was able to talk to a lot of people about it, and they agreed that this was a really good movie to make a review about. Henceforth, the reason why I'm doing this, it is a very good movie, and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it. I saw young Keanu Reeves on the front of the movie, and it captured my attention. Keanu Reeves is one of my, if not my favorite actor of all time, and I just really like how his mannerisms, his culture. He's just a really great guy, all in all. And I really wish I could meet him, but that's a discussion for a different day of why I love Keanu Reeves so much. But no, today we will be talking about one of his more popular movies. He's had a ton of really popular movies, but this one was one that is like a hidden gem, one that was like kind of lost over time because the cinema industry has been going on for so long that you just kind of like lose this movie and you don't really you don't really see this movie out as predominantly as all the other movies that he's been in or all the other movies that are out. So, what is this movie about? One real quick spoiler warning just for any of you guys that don't really know anything about this channel. I cover movies with spoilers because it's a lot easier for me to talk about the movie when I can actually give a bit of details of the movie. And also, I just go into the basic idea and what I really like about the movie. So, you have been warned. Don't come at me in the comments. I'm saying it now. Spoiler warning right now. So, the movie starts with Kevin Lomax, a young lawyer who has never lost a case. He's just really good. And he's playing the bad guys a lot. He's always defending the bad person. In the beginning of the movie, he's like defending like someone that apparently like he did very bad stuff with children, and so obviously he's like the devil's advocate. That's what a lot of people call like lawyers or people that argue for the wrong side of the jury, for example, or of the people. And so he is basically just like lawyering so that this criminal can get free. Obviously, as a lawyer, you don't really know if your client is guilty or not, but you still have to fight it. And so he wins the case, and then like his talent starts to get recognized by a lot of people, and one of like the big firms in New York end up hiring him. And so then he goes to New York with his wife, and it's not what it seems. He's having the time of his life, being over and like making a ton of money in the house that they want. um Everything at the beginning seems to be going really well. So, you have this really good beginning of the movie. You have his family, like him and his wife, or soon to be, no, yeah, it's his wife, moving over to New York, talking about plans to have a baby, getting up in there. And in the end, they like just like kind of settle down because he's over at work a lot and she's like not really doing too much. She's just trying to like hang out with some of his work friends' wives, and just kind of like being like that housewife style. But it really starts to take a toll on her mental health when he's literally not home like anytime. She starts seeing all these like crazy visions and shit. Like it's just like it's all distorted. The CGI is really bad. I will say that about the movie. It's like a 1997 movie. The CGI is really bad. But the like faces start to get distorted, and like she starts to really like demonize the place that she's living in. She really starts to demonize New York, and she starts to miss home. And so that's like the first indicator that something is going on. When his wife when Kevin Lomax's wife starts talking crazy and just starts doing all these like random things, starts telling him like, we got to get out of here, like things here are crazy, these women are crazy. And for Kevin Lomax, it's just all good at the beginning. Like he's winning cases, he's being a good lawyer, he's going up in the world. But there are certain people that are like skeptical of him and his connection to the boss, John Milton, because there's all of a sudden you're the new intern and you already have all these privileges and you are the favorite of the boss, and so obviously it creates that like competition. Like I said, his wife starts seeing like a lot of crazy shit and starts to hallucinate a lot of stuff. But then randomly, the coworker that was starting to investigate the boss, John Milton, ends up going missing and presumed dead by a lot of people. But we see the scene where he actually does get killed by a lot of demon monsters. And so, the movie like really starts to take a turn. At the beginning of the movie, you're like, oh, it's just a lawyer movie about this guy that he's basically the devil's advocate. But no, he actually does become the devil's advocate, because you start to see that the boss, John Milton, which is Al Pacino, which I'm obviously a big fan of, he really just starts to get into the head of Kevin Lomax, and he really just starts to get in there, and they like he like Kevin Lomax becomes his second in hand, and all of this just starts the train just starts derailing, because his wife ends up getting into a really bad mental state where she's saying that John Milton did really bad things to her, and Kevin Lomax's mom says that she's met that guy before and that he's just really bad news, and that you shouldn't trust him. And it really gets into like a really bad point where Miss Lomax ends up getting into a mentally insane hospital, and she ends up taking her own life in there. And you just see a Kevin Lomax that at the beginning he's not really caring about her. Like he is, but he's not really attending to her that much. He's like, don't worry, I'm just working so that we can get the life that we wanted, and don't worry, like I'm not gonna do too much. I'm not gonna try. Like at the beginning he makes all these promises that things are gonna be great, and at the end he can't really keep up with them, because he's seeing how bad, like how much he's working and how much he's enjoying work. Plus John Milton is very good at convincing him to like keep on working, keep on getting cases, and keep on winning them. But it leads to a part of the movie where we find out like the big twist is the fact that apparently John Milton is Kevin Lomax's dad. And this like really just spurs a bit of trouble, because Kevin's mom is, Mr. Lomax's mom is heavily religious. And her being heavily religious is like, why would you sleep with someone that people say is the devil? And she said she was young and stupid, and gives like that whole corny explanation for why she would do that. And she didn't know that he was that bad. And then he ended up showing his true colors, which is basically what ends up happening. He finally confronts his dad, and you have this really insane scene, because like the girl that was like eyeing him in the office and like he was like kind of into, because like he's like giving into his like bad intentions and stuff like that. You kind of have like that scene where like he finds out that that's his sister, like, and so for some reason this guy wants them to get down and freaky with it, which I don't understand why. Like, well, you're the devil, you might be promoting those types of things, but hey, it's fine. I'm not judging a 1997 film for nothing. I'm judging it based on its cinematography and what I think about the movie. And to tell you what I think about the movie, I have to kind of explain the movie. And so we just go into a part where, it gets super weird, and the John Milton, the devil needs, he needs Mr. Lomax to reproduce with his sister, so that he can have a grandson that is a deviled spawn. I don't understand why. Don't ask me any of the logistics behind this. I am just the messenger of this movie. And Mr. Lomax decides to take, I guess I'd say, the pretty noble decision of saying, I'm not going to do your plan. Fuck off. And ends up deciding to hurt himself right then and there, before anything gets too bad. And so he ends up doing that, and everything just burns down to the ground, his whole entire plan. And it turns out that it was all a dream. And that's where I'm kind of like, I don't really like those movies where they like, I really love Click, and I've already talked about Click. It's one of my favorite movies. But the idea of that you were so emotionally invested in the story and everything was great, and then they're like, yeah, but guess what? It was all just a dream. He was really just peeing in a urinal. It was just a dream, bro. Don't worry about it. I really don't like that, because it really just annoys me at the fact that like we get so invested in the characters, everything that we think is true, and then all of a sudden you just see his wife sitting on the stands. He just came back from peeing. He's in the same court case as the beginning of the movie, and instead of going and winning the case and then taking and then everything that happens in the movie just occurring, he decides, you know what? I'm not gonna become super addicted to my work. Kind of like Click did it, but Click, the way that it did it was he was an architect and he just neglected his family. Here, he wasn't a lawyer, he neglected his family, and in turn actually started working for the devil. But the idea that you're left with at the end of the movie, and it's the same thing with Click, which, by the way, I'm realizing a lot of similarities right now. They're both like time travel. Well, not really time travel-ish movies, but they're both movies with a really good hidden message. They're both movies where at the end it ends up all being a dream. They are both movies where, the main character neglects his family for work. I'm starting to see a lot of they both end up dying in the end to wake up from their dream, and they both in the end up with the idea of, was it a dream or was it a lesson for this main character to realize that he shouldn't go down that path. And like in Mr. Lomax's story, he ends up just leaving, and you see Al Pacino's face or John Milton's face on just a random person basically just winking at you, like just saying that, you know what, this was all just like a dream that I made on you so that you can realize that you don't have to be the devil's advocate and you can actually live with your family and have a good life. And so that's like the part where I get really conflicted on that, because like I said, I got emotionally invested in these characters. Well, not really. I don't really cry in movies or do anything like that in movies, but I did get invested in the story and stuff just for it to be a dream. I would really recommend it to a lot of people. Most of these movies I would really recommend. And that's why I talk about them. If I were just talking about bad movies, yes, people would watch that, but who would actually go and watch the movie and learn something new? Nobody would. The movie was shot really well. I really like it. The cast is a phenomenal cast. The writing is some really good writing. And you just have, all in all, a really good story, a really compelling storyline. And for me, that makes the movie get an 8 out of 10. It's a great movie, but it could be better. Like I said, the ending really throws me off. The CGI throws me off, but it's 1997. Obviously, you're going to expect some bad CGI, but it's just those few things that just throw me off, a little bit of pet peeves that I have right there. But hey, at the end of the day, the movie's really great. I really recommend it for any of you over 17 viewers. It's R-rated. To go watch it, go write down in the comment section below what do you guys think about the movie, or if you guys have any other suggestions of movies that I should watch and review. I always love doing that. I always love learning new things, watching new movies, because it gets me closer to getting the content that you guys want, and it just makes me watch more movies, which is what I love to do. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Like I said, comment down below what movie you guys want me to watch and what you guys think about this movie. Hit the like button, just because hitting the like button helps the video out. And hit the subscribe button, because that really helps the channel out. I really need all you guys' help. I know that we can do amazing things. Just subscribe to the channel so that you can inspire other people to subscribe. Or if you're already subscribed, then get your mother to subscribe, get your grandmother to subscribe. And if they're already subscribed, which they should be, I'm watching you, they should be, then you should definitely get, I don't know what comes next, your great grandma to subscribe. I don't know, find her email or something. Maybe she's gone. Find her email, subscribe. I don't really mind how I get the subscribers. Just subscribe, and good things will happen to you. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.